Alrighty then. So we come to our last segment then of the podcast. It's our usual last segment of each podcast we've done so far, and it's Would You Rather.
Let's go.
So I have 100 Would You Rather questions from signupgenius.com.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get KB to pick a number between 1 and 100, and we will discuss the resulting Would You Rather question within. So please, KB, can you pick a number between 1 and 100?
Okay, so my psychic powers are bringing up a 3 and then a 7. 37.
So
bingo!
37. Right. Oh, this could hit a little bit too close to home, but we'll go for it.
For me or for you?
Would you rather have a 10-hour dinner with a headstrong politician from an opposing party, or attend a 10-hour concert for a music group you detest?
I would. Well, to be honest, I know we don't bring politics into it, but in terms of it's obviously gonna be Boris, but I think I would still like have some sort of conversation with Boris, in some shape or form, and if I at least like we'd be in a setting where I could take the piss, but in a concert you can't really because the detestable band is gonna perform much louder than you're gonna be able to speak.
10-hour concert. That is that's unfathomable.
That's just torturous. That's
I couldn't
way more torturous.
To be honest, I couldn't really. Maybe the Arctic Monkeys. If the Arctic Monkeys play for 10 hours, I want to. No, Radiohead. If Radiohead had a 10-hour concert and I was there, I'd want to.
Ooh, have you divided
I don't know,
people
punch
now?
myself in the face repeatedly.
This is the first time I've ever heard you actually say
Johnson,
anything bad about Radiohead.
Although then again, if I was sitting next to Boris Johnson for 10 hours at a dinner, I mean, it would be funny.
To be honest, you wouldn't get through the full dinner because asking how he is would probably take 10 hours for him to answer anyway.
Oh, well, yes, you know.
Well, I think it's
Flippity waffity, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no.
Flippity floppy. Those corporate jellies.
Okay, can we pick the music group that we can pick the politician and we can pick the music group we detest then?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so say I pick. I'm going to pick someone like, I don't know. I want to play it kind of. I want to be clever here and kind of pick a band that I don't like, but I still think are quite funny.
Okay.
Right? So, like, that psychosexual band, you know, that the drummer from Five Finger Death Punch is in now. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, I think so. Well, no, I haven't. No, definitely not.
No. I don't even want to show you it for listening to this. It's so bad.
I mean,
but it's kind of this ultra kind of spoopy, over the top kind of shock rock crap.
Right.
You know?
Well, I was
just watching a 10-hour concert of it would be hilarious, and you get a lot of entertainment value out of it. Whereas I think sitting next to a politician that you couldn't stand, you just want to.
Well, initially I was thinking Five Finger Death Punch because but then again, I did like their new album. I thought it was okay.
Did you?
However,
I haven't listened to it, to be fair.
I am not the massive fan of Eagles of Death Metal, and if I had to sit through a 10-hour concert of their songs, I think I would rather sit with Boris Johnson.
That's a really interesting. Because weren't me and you in the queue for a beer whilst the Eagles of Death Metal were playing at Download?
I think so. I
didn't realise you harboured such an animosity towards them.
I don't really harbour an animosity to any band, really. I just think, well, unless you count, I don't know, like 5 Seconds of Summer or any stuff like that. Really.
Oh, good God!
Oh, that would be torturous, just because of the people in the crowd.
Well, yeah, the people in the crowd.
I would just start a mosh pit in one area and like push
all
the teenage girls around.
I can't imagine what sort of people would ever go to a psychosexual show once gigs start up again. Maybe like I don't know, you know, the kind of goths that would like, you know, listen to goth versions of the Thomas the Tank Engine theme tune.
Absolutely.
And rave in a big field to it.
Who's been?
No, I don't. I'm going to say
about-
music. I'm going to say gigs 100%. I just can't be dealing with politics on any level.
I choose the politic man. But going back to music for a little second. Remember how badly rated Bam Margera's band was at Sonosphere?
Oh God, have we talked about that? I think we must have talked about that.
I don't know.
At some point.
But if that was the 10-hour gig,
I mean, that would be chaos. That would be like, I mean, it was chaos when I originally saw it at Sonosphere. So it was Bam Margera's band post the death of Ryan Dunn, where he was going through a bit of a crisis. You know, it wasn't very nice to watch. But they played in a tent at Download. And a lot of people were there, including myself. And I don't know, were you there as well, KB?
I didn't see it. No.
No. Essentially, I felt like I was witnessing a midlife, some sort of midlife crisis, live on stage, some sort of emotional breakdown.
Bloody hell!
Because he came on the stage bear in mind, it was like 150 degrees or something in there. It was ridiculous. He came on full blown hoodie, so many layers, sunglasses, hood draped over his head the entire time. Everyone on stage was talking over each other. The songs were awful. The renditions of the cover songs they did were pretty awful, apart from when their guitar player did Indifference by Pearl Jam as a tribute to Ryan Dunn, which was quite nice. And Novak was there completely stark bollock naked in fishnet stockings holding a bottle of wine in his hand. This was kind of peak out of his mind Novak. He's clean now, but yeah, it was just a very awkward gig to watch. And there was also one point some pissed guy from the crowd went on stage and was just into the microphone, "Oh, I love Bam Margera, he's my hero," and it was just, it was awkward, 10 hours of that. I'm not sure about that.
All right, if I had to watch Electric Wizard for 10 hours, this would be my reaction.
Well, to be fair, 10 hours is the length of the average Electric Wizard song, isn't it? So,
that's what it feels like.
No, I'm not really into that kind of overly slow doom metal. We listened to one last night on a New Music Saturday called Green Druid, which is pretty good because they changed it up a bit. It wasn't just one note like Sun O. Can you imagine being at a Sun O gig for 10 hours?
Ooh, okay. I don't know. I haven't listened to enough of Sun O's stuff, so I can't really say.
One sustained guitar note.
Really?
Yeah, like pretty much is what their music is.
Okay, next one.
Right, next one. I think, yeah, whatever. I'll go for gigs. You go for politics, fair enough. Woo.
Absolutely. Ooh, is that your gong going off?
That is my rendition of Sun O.
Oh,
the Sun O gig. It's basically
Sun O at a funeral.
That is Sun O in a nutshell. Right. Okay. So another number. This is going to be our last one today. Another number between 1 and 100.
Okay, I'm just contacting my great grandmother from the dead, and she's pulling out a number. She's saying, "Ooh, 42."
Okay. Thank you for these overly elaborate number choosing things. Would you rather? And I hope Kate is listening. Would you rather be proposed to in private or in front of family and friends?
Oh. Well, I know Katie's answer for that would be in private. My answer would be also in private. Just no-brainer for me. I think it's...
Well, there you go. So why not in front of family and friends then? Would it be too awkward or...
No, I just think... I don't know. I feel like there's a bit more pressure. Like... I mean, I'm not saying I would say no, but
I mean, it's. I guess it's easier for her because you're the one that's presumably it's always the man that does the proposing, right?
Yeah, I don't want anybody else included in like possibly forcing a decision. I would rather it be between us in our own comfortable space, if that makes sense. So that's an easy one.
You want it within the sort of realms of your own kind of. You want as kind of I don't want to say safe space, but
There's a right way of saying that.
Full blown woke here, but no, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You want it in your I feel like I'm going to sneeze at any minute. Sorry, I keep.
Oh, sorry. I
I've
caught
your sneezing bug.
That's what happens when I sneeze into the microphone.
Yeah. Until then, yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, I haven't really been in any relationships, really, that have been worth.
I've never been
getting
married.
to that stage. But I don't know. If the time came to it, I'd definitely rather do it in private, just to save the awkwardness.
Yeah.
If you're at like a gig or something, I always kind of, in my head, fantasized about proposing to a potential future fiance.
Are you
going on stage at like Foo Fighters or something?
Are you remembering what I'm remembering? Metallica. Does Marilyn Manson ring a bell?
Yes. Okay. So at Download
2018 it was.
2018. This was before Guns N' Roses.
I think it was before Ozzy. It was on a Sunday, I'm sure.
It was before Ozzy. Yeah. No. Because who was before? I think it was Blackstone Cherry before Guns N' Roses. But essentially, we were all standing in the sort of around the Sound Tower region.
Yeah, that was our meeting point
of the main stage, right? And there was this one girl who was like super into Marilyn Manson. She was like going mental for every song, and like eventually it came. I can't remember what song it was. I think it was like the encore song.
I think
the soundtrack, the one that he did for the soundtrack for that film, and he came out in a big fur coat.
Yeah, I can't
like catwalk style. And then at that point, right in front of us, literally just kind of to the right of us, almost, this kind of pit was sort of opening, and then we saw this bloke get down on one knee and propose to this girl.
I know.
And I've never seen a proposal at a gig before.
I think didn't you notice it because I just randomly and
was it you going?
I think it was. Wow! No! My God! Oh my God! And then everyone.
I mean, you went yeah, and I kind of went yeah, and then the chain reaction of that started. In the back of my mind, I did think it'd be funny if she said no.
Yeah.
I must admit, but it was a great moment, you know, because everyone was then focusing on this couple that was right next to us, as opposed to focusing on Manson, because Manson was playing at his song at the time as well.
So,
and I wasn't really thinking much about it, to be fair. I was there for like Beautiful People and Fight Song, which he didn't play.
So the cover was Cry Little Sister by Gerard McCann.
That's the one. There you go. And she did cry.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually were right next to him and offered our congratulations.
But she wasn't a little sister. She was not blood related.
But that was our first experience of proposal at a gig. But I've always kind of, in the back of my mind, thought that it would happen at a gig when they resume, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously you've had instances in the past. Metallica have done it. It's been done. I think it's been done at Foo Fighters.
Yeah, and
it's always massive bands. They've got them up on the stage, and that, you know what, that would be an interesting segment for a future podcast.
That's the thing. See, like
podcast proposals that have happened on stage at gigs.
Yeah,
and what the bands were.
Yeah, the thing is like if you know, I don't want if the other person says no, I don't want other people giving a shit. You know. Because
you have like 100,000 people in the audience, especially at Download. Or, you know, if the Marilyn Manson girl said no, we would have felt awkward, so awkward for him.
Yeah, and like you know, because I remember there was like a basketball thing, and the mascot after she said no and walked off, the mascot just went what? It's like, well, mind your own business.
You weren't there, were you? This was just a clip you saw?
This was a clip I saw, yeah. It was like on Failblog or something.
But no, I'm with you. Private all day long. I mean, you know, I can't really understand I can't really see the con. I mean, the cons obviously in private is if they say no.
Then you can.
But there's no one around to give you.
The con is if they say no, at least there is a bathroom nearby that you can lock yourself in.
I think the cons are a lot bigger if you're in public, you know. Although you probably, if you're in a nice restaurant, you'd probably get bought dinner for the rest of the evening and get a nice bottle of champagne from the maitre d' or whoever. But nah, private all day long.
Hat trick.